Left to the elements, most of the ancient world simply dissolves. Mud brick and clay break down over centuries, until the architecture of entire civilizations blows away into the desert air. This was the ultimate trap for early societies. Without a way to permanently record their existence, time acts as a universal eraser of cultural identity. Long before the streets of Rome were paved, the descendants of the legendary hike recognized this threat. To survive that historical vacuum, they knew they could not rely on wood or clay. They had to build with the sheer mass of the earth itself. Look at this terrain. This is a vast, unforgiving landscape shaped by ancient volcanic activity, stretching all the way up to steep, rocky peaks. This environment gave rise to Urartu, the kingdom of stones. They adapted to these heights by weaponizing the geography through massive defensive engineering. They carved raw boulders out of the bedrock, hauled them to the very edge of precipices, and let them slam into place. Perching these colossal castles right on the cliff edges created defensive strongholds that the standard decay of the Bronze Age could not wash away. Heavy stone walls guaranteed their immediate survival, but it was their command over raw ore that let the empire project real power outward. The Urartians became expert metallurgists. They extracted metal from the mountains and tempered it into advanced tools of war and status. They forged heavy bronze plates, embossing them with highly detailed chariots and armored warriors. By heavily decorating this gear with images of roaring lions and charging bulls, they signaled a clear message of ferocity to any neighboring kingdoms. Pairing the heaviest, most impenetrable rock with carefully engineered bronze weaponry made them the most formidable defenders of their era. In the 8th century BC, a visionary ruler named King Argishti I took this combination of military and architectural engineering to its peak. In 782 BC, he ordered the construction of Erebuni, a sprawling fortress designed to serve as both a strategic choke point and a cultural hub. The exterior walls were built using massive blocks in alternating patterns of red, black, and gray tuffstone, projecting a highly distinct monumental aesthetic over the valley. Inside those walls, the complex was split in function. One half held a lavish royal residence, while the other operated as a heavily guarded military garrison and active forge. That fortified settlement continued to grow over the centuries. Over time, the pronunciation shifted from Erebuni to Yerevan. The capital of modern Armenia predates the city of Rome by nearly 30 years. Like all early empires, Urartu eventually fell. Over centuries, dirt and soil crept up, slowly burying those massive stone walls. Even under the earth, their history remained intact. They inscribed their own records directly into the bedrock. This image displays a large stone slab covered in Urartian cuneiform. Instead of sweeping, curved letters, their writing system relied entirely on dense, geometric wedge shapes. Stonemasons used immense precision to strike these sharp columns into the solid rock face, guaranteeing the elements could not wash their words away. Thousands of years later, modern explorers brushed the dirt away and translated these slabs, using them to map the exact lineage and timeline of the Urartian kings. By carving their history into the mountain itself, they engineered a physical data drive capable of outlasting their own civilization. The empire dissolved, but the local knowledge of how to cut stone and temper metal remained. Those techniques were handed down generation by generation. Today, you can stand on those ancient, multicolored foundations and look out over the sprawling modern metropolis of Yerevan, with Mount Ararat watching over it. The Kingdom of Stones laid the very bedrock of Armenian identity, providing the literal foundation for the modern nation. They understood a core truth about time. Build your walls thick enough and carve your words deep enough, and your story will survive.